Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 5th of November, 2023. Tremendous. That's right, friends. Remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason and plot. There's no gunpowder or treason in this video, but the plot is to show you the previous 7 fragrances I have worn for every day of last week. And looking at these fragrances, you can see the weather's been a bit crap, as it has been for the last few weeks, to be honest with you. And I have tried to spread my wings out from the ambers. Although there is definitely one amber in here, but I suppose you could call another one of these an amber as well, or it's ambery. But not this one. We will start at the beginning. And on Monday, I decided to go to war. That's right. Didn't win. Didn't go well. I won't lie to you. But I'm still alive. This is Santal Noble. Santal Noble is, I think it's my latest purchase. And it is from the house of Maître Parfumier de Gantier, who I am doing a first impression series on at the minute, and I am enjoying it greatly. This has sandalwood, it has coffee, it has ambergris, patchouli. I get a huge patchouli in this. It's massive. I think it's probably more patchouli than it is sandalwood, but sandalwood's like it's a funny note, isn't it? Because it can be really soft and easily overtaken by other notes. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Performance isn't massive. Not that I didn't necessarily notice massive performance. I may have gone nose blind to it. Sandalwood's very soft like that. It says Mysore sandalwood's in here, but it's just not. It's just not. Mysore sandalwood hasn't been available since the year 2000, before the year 2000 to be fair, in fragrances, unless you get some like illegally sourced stuff, because it's not allowed to be moved outside of India. The Indian government had to essentially nationalise it to stop it from being exported. There are still poachers, but don't buy that shit. Otherwise we will lose one of the great ingredients of our time. I imagine it's a sandalwood accord, a Mysore sandalwood accord. So it's very beautiful. I love it very much. And I'm looking forward to wearing more. Don't be afraid to buy partials either. If it's a fragrance that's very hard to come across, you know. I thought this bottle had a chunk taken out of it there, but it didn't. It's just the way the bottle is. Okay. Tuesday I wore an absolute legend, and there are some pretty heavy-hitting fragrances in this list, and this is Rochas Femme, Parfum de Toilette. This is an Edmond Rudnitska masterclass. It is clove, it is plum, it is woods, it is resinous as all fuck in the base, and it is very resinous. It's got some oak moss. It's got some jasmine, it's ever so slightly pissy. It's got some ylang-ylang, bergamot at the top, maybe some other citrus as well. A little bit of spice. It's an all-encompassing fragrance, a tour de force. I just wish they made perfumes in this style these days, but they just don't, you know. I think it's going to be a long time before this fashion of fragrance comes around again. But I love this stuff. I don't know if you can still get the Parfum de Toilette. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. This is an awesome fragrance. I've got quite a few bottles of this. Not sure I'll ever get through them all. But, it's so good, and it's perfect for this time of year. An ambery, resinous, sweet fragrance. Speaking of an all-encompassing fragrance, next on the list we have my favourite fragrance, Balenciaga Pour Homme. This is a tour de force of fragrance, friends. Absolutely not sure there's anything I can add to what I've already said about this. I'm getting to the point where I think I may be able to review it. But, I don't know. It's cinnamon, patchouli, sandalwood, something a little bit fruity. Allegedly there's oud in here. Not sure about that. Amber, vanilla, and Yugoslavian oak moss. Very specific, you know. So, if you like your oak moss in the style of defunct states, then this could be the fragrance for you. Thursday I woke up and chose violence. And that violence was Santos de Cartier. This is a green, musky, dark fragrance. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. I haven't worn this for a long time. It's slightly creamy, slightly resinous, woody. It's got nutmeg, lavender, big musk, in my opinion. I get plenty muskiness. It's a little bit peppery. Oh, it's really in that style of like Jules by Dior. You know, it's absolutely awesome. This is a tour de force. You can tell by how much I've used of this stuff. I love it. It's from one of the best houses as well, Cartier. I'm a big fan of Cartier. Great house. Like, this is what happens, you see, when you have an in-house perfumer for a long time. You build an aesthetic. Not that this was made by said in-house perfumer. This is a more general point about in-house perfumers at houses. They will build you an aesthetic, you know. And I always get the perfumer for Prada and Cartier mixed up. Both females, both absolutely brilliant. And the latest versions of this hold up rather well, actually. You know what I'm like. I like my vintage. I like my vintages. And I'm not afraid to pay, sometimes I'm afraid to pay, but I'm not afraid to wear them, by God. And so that is what I wore on Thursday. On Friday, I went into the town. On Friday I went into the town and I wore one of the amberiest ambers that I own, and this is Au Cours du Desert by Andy Tower. This is a sensation. A sequel to L'air du Desert Marocain. Absolutely incredible, spicy, amber, woody, patchouli, resinous, so resinous, outrageously resinous. It's so good. It's one of his better later creations, which doesn't really say much because it hasn't been, I think since this came out, there's been precious little. I really enjoyed Nexin, which is the tower, which is the latest tower, but it was limited to 1,000 bottles. And it sold out immediately. Really nice, clean, white, creamy fragrance. Really nice. All gone, though. All gone. Impossible to find, and the eBay prices are already disgusting, so don't pay that. Anyway, this is Au Cours du Desert. It's just so fucking good. It's just so good. I'll do a comparison one day. Okay. Next, friends, I wore an absolute classic. This is Feminite du Bois. Eau de Parfum. This is the one that was made by Sheldrake and Bourdon. An absolute dream team if ever there was one. cedar, plum, sandalwood, cinnamon, amber. It's a proper throwback considering this came out in like the early 90s or the late 80s. I think it was the early 90s. Incredible, absolutely immense. Beware reformulation though. The Serge Luton, the older Serge Luton bottles when it was re-released by Serge Luton in 2011 wasn't as good as this version. But then, since then, it's been through another reformulation or two by Serge, and the latest bottles of it really don't match this version at all. So beware, but they are still out there, and there are some flankers as well. One's called overthe, and the other one's a deodorant which comes in the same bottle, strangely enough. How bizarre. And last but not least, another classic of the channel, a fragrance I have reviewed and I absolutely love. This is Tobacco Oud. There's not really much more I can say about this other than to say that I absolutely fucking love it. And every time I wear it, I think to myself, why do I bother wearing anything else? And then I look at the vast collection I have and I think, oh yeah, that's why. I absolutely adore this stuff. I have already finished a bottle and I am already about halfway through this one. Tobacco-y, oudy, spicy, dark, patchouli, resinous, thick. Perfect for this time of year. It's bonfire night in England. This perfect fragrance, ambery, sweet. I love it. And that has been my fragrance rotation for this week, friends. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you all again soon. Bye.